Hello there fellow bullet journalists, and welcome back to yet another video here on my channel. It's that time of the month again where we plan for the upcoming month in our bullet journals, and this time I'm going with a strawberry milkshake theme. I don't know about you, but May is like a summer month in my opinion, since the weather gets really warm here in Sweden. Sometimes it can go up to like 30 degrees, and when it gets warmer than 20 and you can go outside without a jacket, it's summer for me. Therefore I wanted to do a theme that being with some summer vibes, but not too much, and this strawberry milkshake theme fits perfectly into that description. So I started off the cover page by drawing this mason jar filled with strawberry milkshake and topped with whipped cream and strawberries. And for reference I found this picture on Pinterest, and I also used one of my mason jars that I have standing on my desk, because I actually use glass jars to store some of my stationery, and it actually looks really cute. I finally got an opportunity to try out my new Crayola Super Tips in my bujo. I bought the one with 100 colors, and it actually wasn't that expensive. I think I gave around 20 bucks for mine, and for 100 pens it's definitely worth it. I've only heard great things about these pens, and I must agree, they are very easy to handle, especially if you're a beginner at drawing or just started a bullet journal, because you can use them for calligraphy as well. It feels so nice to be back with a new fresh theme, because I'm that person that gets tired really quickly with my bujo themes, and I just can't wait until I can do a new theme. But to be fair, my last theme wasn't very challenging. Like the rainbows were super easy to draw, and there wasn't a lot of diversity, so I felt like all the spreads looked the same, and things didn't come out as I wanted them. Now when I think of it, I think I had a creative slump in some way, because everything I created frustrated me because the end result didn't look like I wanted them to look like, and all my pictures on Instagram had this weird look to them. So yeah, I think that you get me when I say I needed some change this time. Also, I feel like my creative slump showed in my two latest videos. In my plan with me for April, I sped it up so much because I couldn't bring myself to do a voiceover for a long video. And I think I recorded a voiceover in less than 30 minutes, when it usually takes like 2 hours for me, since English is not my native language. But yeah, this time around I put a lot of effort into making this setup and also recording the process. And as you may have noticed, I filmed from several different angles and really planned out everything from light to background. So I really hope that you will enjoy this one, and if you do, please leave some feedback in the comment section and subscribe to my channel so that I know that there's some interest in future videos. That's all for the cover page actually, and I was very pleased with how it all turned out. So let's head over to the next page, which is a quote page. I wanted to really challenge myself this month and wanted a quote page that covered the whole page. So I used several different pens, like 2 of the acrylograph pens from Arch and Olive, some brush pens and fine liners. As usual, I found the quote on Pinterest, the best platform for inspiration, in my opinion. And the quote that I chose was, "Life is like strawberries, sometimes sour, sometimes sweet." Really cute, and I was so happy when I found it, since it fitted so well with my strawberry milkshake theme. Oh, and this part where I used my Tombow to draw around the letters was so tricky, since it was so little space to draw. Really stressful and didn't really turn out as I wanted, so I filled in the edges with a fine liner and all was fine. To fill in some empty spaces, I doodled some strawberries on the sides, and for the style of these strawberries I drew some inspiration from clouds and dots on Instagram by doing 2 lines around the strawberries. I think it looks really cute and whimsical that way. I have a question for you guys. Do you draw inspiration from others when doing setups? And if so, where do you draw inspiration from? For me it can be anything. Often it's different pictures from Pinterest, or just anything that I see while watching a movie or just strolling around outside. And I think it's so fun how an image can like spark an idea in your head and turns out to something unique. I also think it's okay to draw inspiration from other artists, as long as it's not copywriting and as long as you give them credit for it. And if you're not following me on Pinterest, I definitely think you should. I pin a lot of different bullet journaling content over there and always create a new mood board for my themes each month. That way you can find some inspiration together with me. And I also have a board where I post my bullet journaling pages, and it would mean so much to me if you could save them to your Pinterest and share it with others. So this is it for the cover page. Let's head over to the monthly calendar next. This month I really tried to make everything look cohesive, since I often end up doing a lot of different lettering styles, which can look a little bit over the top sometimes. So I stuck with 2 different types of lettering, these cursive connected letters and also a more bubbly font that you will see later on. I kept the calendar fairly simple as well, since the cover page and the quote page were so heavily doodled, but I really liked the combination of black and pink together. It reminds me of the K-pop band Blackpink, if you're into K-pop. A fun fact about me is that me and some of my childhood friends used to have a YouTube channel together where we created K-pop dance covers and music video reactions and other K-pop related stuff. We actually got 100k views on some of our MV reactions, which we found really exciting back then. But unfortunately most of the videos are private now. But if you're curious, here is the name of the channel if you want to check some of the videos out that are still there. And if you do, make sure to comment on one of the videos so that I know that you've been there. Now, if I'm going to talk about what happens on screen right now, I'm doing another doodle of a mason jar. This time I tried to recreate this picture. And of course I couldn't do a milkshake theme without using this famous quote. I don't actually know what song it's from, but when I searched for milkshake quote on Pinterest, this one popped up everywhere. And I'm using my new favorite for calligraphy, which is a sign pen from Pentel. And it was actually gifted to me from a Swedish shop called Tidformera when I bought the notebook from them. They are, by the way, the best shop when it comes to bullet journaling supplies. I'm not sponsored in any way, but they have the fastest delivery. I mean, it's crazy because one time I got my package the next day, and they always include a little gift with each order, which I find so cute and wholesome. And I'm extra thankful to them since they introduced me to Pentel's brush pens. For the next 2 pages, I'm doing my trackers for the month. So the first page is for the mood tracker, and the font here is the same as I did in both the cover page and the calendar. Often when you do a mood tracker, it looks pretty bland since you tend to fill in the different mood for the day with a color. But this time I decided to change it up by drawing the strawberries onto the page and fill my mood in with 1, 2 or 3 circles around them. One problem with this kind of mood tracker is that it will be hard to tell in the future whether it is the color or the lines that is the mood tracker, but I will just have to keep that in mind. And to finish off the page, I'm drawing the same kind of wiggly lines that I did in the cover page. It looks really cute in my opinion, and it's a nice final touch to the pages. For the habits of the month, I basically did this exact same style as I did in my April setup. I drew inspiration from Art and Foxes here on YouTube by filling in the mini calendars with the colors that I used for the strawberries, and then draw a line around each box. The habits that I decided to track this month is my workouts, reading, walking, me being creative, and eating healthy. And the 2 last ones are pretty vague, but I don't like to pressure myself when it comes to food. And being creative is something that I want to be every day, and there is plenty of ways to get creative during a day. And on the side I drew another jar with milkshake and also a jug next to it. On the last 2 pages, I put in my 1 line a day page and some more trackers. An expense tracker to keep track of my expenses during the month, and also a content tracker in hopes of me being more productive here on YouTube. 2 very simple pages that I didn't do so much with, but there was barely any space left for doodles, and I actually like to keep some of the pages in my setups kind of minimalistic. Especially my 1 line a day page, since I want the focus to be on the things that I write down. I really love my 1 line a day page. It really is like a little mini diary that I will get to read in the future and remember all the fun stuff that I did back in the day. Now on to the very last page, and I'm really impressed with anyone that stuck with me all the way here. It was indeed a very long video with a lot of planning, but this last page is a quick one, I promise. So I used this wiggly line for the expense tracker as well, which looked really cute, to be honest. And for the content tracker beneath it, I did the same style as I did for the habits. And these two together is just perfection in my opinion. It doesn't have to be harder than this for a page to look neat and Insta-worthy. So here is the final flip through, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you found some inspiration for your own buju. And don't forget to subscribe, comment and like this video. And if you decide to recreate any of my setups, please tag me on Instagram and give me cred, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!